Hello guys, welcome back again. In this video, we will discuss the Lewis structure for sulfate ion and sulfite ion. So to write the Lewis structure for sulfate ion, there are two main steps you follow. Two main steps. One, you count the number of valence electrons. Count the number of valence electrons each atom have. Each atom has. So for sulfate ion, sulfur brought 6 electrons, oxygen brought 6 electrons, and there are 4 atoms of oxygen times 4, that is 24. And here we have 2 minus, that is, so you add that 2 minus. So we'll have a total of 6 plus 24, that is 30, plus 2, that is 32. So there are 32 electrons in total. So you place the sulfur atom at the center, then surrounded by 4 oxygen atoms. Like that. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, that is 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So those are 32 electrons that sulfate ion has. So you find again, you minimize the formal charge of each atom. So to find the formal charge, Fc is equal to the number of electrons, number of valence electrons brought by the atom minus the number of electrons surrounded by that particular atom. Number of electrons surrounded by that particular atom. So for us to get the formal charge of oxygen, we'll have oxygen brought 6 electrons, oxygen brought 6 electron minus, surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then this one you count half, 7 minus 7, that is -1. So the formal charge of each oxygen here is -1. This one is -1, -1, and -1. Each oxygen have a formal charge of -1. Then sulfur brought 6 electrons minus, how many electrons are surrounded? 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 4. You count half each, so that is 2, +2. Sulfur has a formal charge of +2. So then we still minimize the formal charge of oxygen and sulfur. So for us to minimize the formal charge of this oxygen, we'll take these 2 electrons and bond it here. So Oxygen now will remain with those 4 electrons. So to get now the formal charge of oxygen again, here we'll have oxygen brought 6 electrons minus, surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So surrounded by 6 electrons. So 6 minus 6 is 0. So oxygen has now a formal charge of 0. And sulfur, let's find sulfur. Sulfur brought 6 electrons minus, surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So surround minus 5. So that is negative 1. So the formal charge of sulfur is now negative, not negative 1, positive 1, positive 1. Sorry for that, positive 1. We still need to minimize the formal charge of 1 oxygen and sulfur. Let's again minimize this. We remove these 2 electrons bonded here. Then we'll have, so that oxygen will have 6 minus how many electrons? If these 2 are removed, we remain with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 6. So the formal charge of that oxygen again is 0. Okay, again for sulfur. Sulfur we have sulfur brought 6 electrons, surrounded how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 6. The formal charge of sulfur is 0. So here we have a formal charge of 0. So here now we have 2 oxygen atoms that has a formal charge of 0, and these 2 oxygen atoms has formal charge of negative 1 and negative 1, and sulfur has a formal charge of 0. So and that is now the Lewis structure for sulfate ion. So this negative 2, you now came and right there. So that is the Lewis structure for sulfate ion. Lewis structure for sulfate ion. So again, let's see for sulfite ion. For sulfite ion, we have done that. So sulfate again, you follow the same steps. Step 1, we say you count the number of valence electron the atom has. So sulfur is 6. Oxygen here is 6 times 3 oxygen, that is 18. That is 18. And you add that charge, that is 2. So that will have now a total of 26 electrons. That will have a total of 26 electrons. So you come and draw. So place sulfur at the center. You have 1 oxygen there. Oxygen, another oxygen. So sulfur surrounded by 3 oxygen atoms. So let's now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So those are 24 electrons. So the 2 electrons remain. So this one you place with the central atom, because sulfur can take more than 8 electrons. So from there now, you find the formal charge. To find the formal charge of oxygen, we say formal charge is equal to the number of valence electrons brought by the atom, number of valence electrons brought by the atom, minus the number of electrons surrounded by that particular atom. So let's find this. Oxygen brought 6 electrons. Oxygen brought 6 electrons minus surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you count this one half, 7. Minus 7 will have negative 1. So this oxygen has a formal charge of negative 1, formal charge of negative 1, formal charge of negative 1. So the oxygen have formal charge of negative 1. Sulfur brought 6 electrons minus surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Surrounded by 5 electrons minus 5, which is now positive 1. So sulfur has a charge of positive 1. So you continue again and find and minimize the formal charge of sulfur. So to minimize that, we take these 2 electrons and bond it here. So here we'll have now the formal charge of oxygen will be oxygen is equal to 6 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 6 will be 0. So this oxygen will have a formal charge of 0. And sulfur will have 6, that is the number of valence electrons brought by sulfur, minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 minus 6 will be 0. So that is the formal charge of sulfur here is 0. So here now we have 2 oxygen atom that has negative 1, a formal charge of negative 1, and this oxygen atom has a formal charge of 0, and sulfur has a formal charge of 0. So you come now and place the negative charge like that. So that is the Lewis structure for sulfite ion. So that's the end of our video. Welcome again.